Hello, welcome back to Magic Cat Security. Today, instead of the normal tutorial, I'm going to go over some of the gear that is handy for you to have as a pen tester and cybersecurity professional. What I consider must-have gear. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to recommend. Now, what this does is you plug this into your like cigarette lighter or utility plug in a vehicle, and it gives you two plug-ins, and it also has a USB charge. Must have if you have to do. Sometimes your clients are supposed to go in without being detected, which may possibly mean attacking their Wi-Fi, getting internet to work through their Wi-Fi from outside the building without them even knowing you're there, which is a very possible attack. And if you can break in that way, then they've got a serious problem. So this is a good thing to have. Keep the laptop charged up or whatever, and also if you need to keep a phone charged or something else, good to have. And it's got a little self-running fan that keeps it cool because it will get pretty hot and you have it. Okay, let's start with the holders beyond that. Okay, now I have two different backpacks that I use. They're specifically designed for laptop carrying. This one's an Everki. This is my favorite one. Now the other one I have is an off-name brand, but it actually has more pockets, but I love this Everki. They're fairly expensive. You can look them up on the internet, but and I'll put the link below the video. But they're very well made and excellent choices. I do spray mine with a waterproofing chemical also to help in case I get caught in a little bit of rain. But excellent backpack, padded and everything, and keep all your little goodies and toys in there. Okay. Now inside the backpack, I suggest having a little divider pouch like this to put all your little goodies in. And this one actually splits into two sections. This one has nice little elastic binders here so that you can slide different cables and stuff in, a little web bag. And then when you unzip the other side and flip the page over, you have two larger pockets and this one big pocket. So great to carry all your little goodies and tools in that you need on the job. Of course, along with that, you need to have something to hold various USB thumb drives that you have. And I carry quite a few different sizes. In fact, I probably need to get a second pouch now. This one's kind of overflowing, but very good to have. Okay, now aside from that, I always recommend having a nice little mini USB hub, preferably non-powered. Now, here's one that I carry, and I love this thing, and it gives me 4 different USB plug-ins. I'll show you here. When that cord comes out, that plugs into the USB, and then you've got 4 additional USB plugs, and you can use this with antennas. You can charge your phone through there, you name it. And it's non-powered. It's powered by the power coming from the laptop itself, so it makes it very compact and handy to have along. Now, along with the other goodies that you put in there, like your thumb drives, it's also good to have a little stash of SD cards. And I have the minis, and I also have the little sliders because my laptops also have the adapters that I can put the bigger card in, and the little card fits in the big card, and you slip it in the slot there. And I have various sizes of these, anywhere from 2 gigs up to 500 gig SD cards. Great for keeping extra data, and you have various uses for them. I also have one panel back here that holds nothing but different SD cards set up for something else that I'm going to show you later on. Now, just in case you don't have the special slider and you need to get something off of or put something on an SD card on that laptop, this is a USB to the mini SD. You slide it right in there, and that goes in the SD. It just pulls up in here so it becomes like a thumb drive. So very handy to have. You can find these on, I believe Hak5 sells them. I believe that's where I got this one, but Amazon has them also, if I'm correct. Okay, so those are good to have. Now, it's also good to have a decent keyboard. because you never know when you need to do some heavy duty typing, or perhaps you're linking into another system that you broke into and you want to plug a keyboard into it. You have to be prepared for things like this when you're pen testing. So I like this one right here, Sinogo or Sogoko, or however you say that. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Sungwoo, that's what it is. Okay, Sungwoo. Alright, so this is the keyboard, Sungwoo keyboard. The beautiful thing about this keyboard is this is like a rubber mat. Okay, it's flexible, as you can see. So when I need to put it away, I just roll it up and it's good to go. And my goodness, it's a little dusty. I need to wipe it down. I didn't notice that till this picture, so forgive me there. Something else that's handy to have is a wireless mini keyboard. And I have this one. Here's the little USB plug that plugs in, and you would be amazed how many things this is compatible with. It's really surprising. And here is the keyboard, the front of the keyboard, and you see it has, this is actually a mouse pad, and you got mouse clicker buttons, and I mean everything you can do on a regular size keyboard you can do on this, and then some. And I'm going to show you something else here. I'll cut the video here for just a moment. Okay, so we're back, and here's a little video of the mini keyboard to show you. It's even backlit, and you can do various colors, or you can have it cycle through different colors like I have it doing here, which is cool, but mainly it makes it much easier to see. And if you're doing work in darker situation or circumstances, it comes in very handy also. But in the light too, it helps. Since it's so small, it makes it much easier to find. Okay, now we're going to get back here. We'll close keyboards. Okay, we went over SD cards and over the holders and the USB hub. Let's go over antennas. Okay, so your antennas are very important. Okay, now I highly recommend an alpha to everyone. Alphas are great, and here I even purchased a booster antenna for my alpha, so you can just unscrew the one that comes with it and put this one in its place, and you get a much bigger range, especially if you boost the power up. I have a little power up app on GitHub that you can grab to do that. If you boost the signal strength on that, especially with this big antenna, be amazed at how well it does. But there are various other types of antennas that I keep in my arsenal. I keep this little low profile one. If I'm doing a man in the middle, it's good to have both the alpha and this one connected, or something like this. These are both pandas. This one you can switch out the antenna also on this particular model. And believe it or not, this little bitty thing here is a Wi-Fi antenna that can inject packets. So that's also known as a hacker antenna. Believe I got this one from either Hacker Warehouse or Hak5, one of the two. I have 3 or 4 different places I'll buy my little goodies from. Okay, and they're very handy to have. You can also get, this is a directional antenna for your alpha. Okay, wherever you face the paddle is where it's going to direct the signal strength. If you want a real boost of power, you can get a Yagi, and this is the Yagi here. Now I'll blow this up a little bit. There we go. So that's a Yagi, and the Yagi needs cleaning also, but but the Yagi is a very great directional antenna, and by directional I mean wherever you're pointing this at, like a gun. That's why I have it mounted in this way. Wherever you're pointing it at, that's where the signal is going to be concentrated. Okay, you don't do it straight up and down. You aim it at, like you point it at whatever direction you need it to work in. And the Yagi has a connector that you can use with, like, say, your alpha. You just unscrew that antenna and you screw the cable from the Yagi into here, and it utilizes the alpha card. So excellent antenna. I highly recommend them, and you can get them for very reasonable prices on like Amazon. eBay has them. There's several places that you can get them. A specialty antenna I have here. This is a Wi-Fi Pineapple Nano. Now they have different models. Now this is an older one. They have bigger ones with more antennas and all that stuff. But this is basically just for you to do a quick setup man in the middle. You can still do a man in the middle attack without the Pineapple, of course, as long as you have two decent antennas to work with. You're good to go. Okay. Now I also have, you can, believe it or not, you can do a Bluetooth man in the middle attack. This is a Bluetooth sender receiver. It's like a Bluetooth antenna. Does the same thing as a Wi-Fi antenna, only for Bluetooth. This one's by Hewlett Packard. You can get various name brands, but your computer is going to come most likely with Bluetooth installed. But you're going to need two different Bluetooths to create a man in the middle. So this will give you a second Bluetooth connection. Okay, or if you have a device that you need Bluetooth on and it doesn't have it, as long as it's got USB, you can plug that right in and automatically it's got Bluetooth. So handy gadget to have. This type of antenna, I highly recommend. This is for SDR. And you can do various things with this. There are types of SDRs like pull up airplane traffic or satellites. And yes, you can hack satellites, believe it or not. I don't recommend it. You'll definitely end up in prison. But airplanes, I'm not going to say it's possible. I'm not going to say it's not either. The great thing about this is you can get an app called Dump 1090, and that's DUMP 1090. And with this antenna and that software, you can watch planes going over in your area nearby you. So it's really cool. Neat little device. Kind of like a plane radar. Okay. Now let's see. Let's go to, a lot of you guys you're determined to use cell phones. So I'm going to show you a couple of need to cell phone gadgets. If you're going to use a cell phone and attempt to use it for hacking, you're going to have to use an antenna still that can inject packets. Your cell phone is not going to come with the proper equipment to do that. So this plugs in the cell phone and USB plugs in here. So what you would do, like this is my little low profile hacking antenna plugged in. I can plug that into the phone, and now it's got a hacking antenna that will inject packets, not just receive them. So, and this is very small and low profile to plug into your phone. You can kind of cup it in your hand, nobody even see it. Handy to have. Also, if you need to do an extension to your phone, like for a USB cable, this plugs into the phone, and this is a female USB connector, so you can plug USB into it to plug an additional antenna in, or just do an extension. Just a handy gadget that one of those things you never know when you're going to need it. So kind of good to have. And last but not least, we're going to go to Duckies. Okay, now most of you have heard of the rubber ducky. This is a rubber ducky right here. And it holds a little SD card in there. You plug it into a machine and it will run scripts quicker than a human can type them, like within seconds. So you can run an exploit on a machine, plug this in, run the exploit, unplug it, and walk away, and they never knew what hit them. It'll plan a payload, whatever you want to do. Now, this one here, this is interesting. I'm going to show you the differences too. I love these things. This is called a Wi-Fi cactus, and this is basically like a rubber ducky on steroids, because it will do everything that this rubber ducky can do, but it's also Wi-Fi empowered. So you can plug this into a computer and then walk away, and as long as you're within Wi-Fi distance, you can connect with your cell phone and control this thing. which is kind of neat. I really kind of like that. And if you have to leave these on location, not a big deal. Whereas the Wi-Fi Ducky, I believe, runs between $50 to $80 for one of these. The Wi-Fi Cactus you can pick up on Alibaba, I believe it is, for like $15 a piece. So it's nothing to get like 10 of these and have fun. And if you need to leave one on location, no big loss. Now, of course, if you were an actual attacker and doing that, you're going to want to put this. I buy these little Ziploc bags from Michael's from the craft store, and they're just the perfect size to fit one of these in. Because what you want to do is wipe this down beforehand. You don't want to leave fingerprints. So you kind of push it in with the plastic bag and then remove the plastic bag so you're not touching anything. Plastic bag goes with you, that stays there, no prints. No prints, no DNA, nothing. So just a little tip there. But anyway, those are some of the goodies and stuff that I recommend to have into your little stash. There are many more, but that's what I recommend. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.